Hey everybody, I am Kenneth Ship. I'm still the director for Ujima Blues Foundation. Actually, that kind of came off a little ominous. I didn't mean it that way. Uh, just meaning I haven't changed. All right. And I'm joined by, it's not our first international instructor, but it is our first instructor coming from not the U.S., right? Um, and again, this is still in our continuing series of blues interviews, particularly talking about our personal authenticity theme for BluesGeek 2020. So, Mel, you want to introduce yourself to the world?
Sure. Hi. I'm just going to stop the record now. Sorry. My name is Mel or Mélisande. I'm from Montreal, Canada. Um, there's a lot of snow right here, right now. It's lovely. Not, no, it's not. And I've been dancing for a very, very, very long time. And I'm really excited to be teaching at BluesGeek this year. It's
Woo!
my first workshop, hired as a full-time instructor. So I'm very excited.
Cool.
Yeah.
Why are you doing this video though?
Why am I doing this video? Because you asked me to.
Okay, but
Okay. Well, I'm doing this video so that you get a chance of getting to know me a little bit better because I mean, some of you may know me a little bit, some may not know me at all. So this interview is just a means to get you guys to get to know me a little bit. So I'm probably going to stumble my words sometimes. My native tongue is French, and while I don't have an accent, sometimes I will look for a word and I can't find it. So I apologize in advance if that happens.
all right, I'll get on to you. Yeah,
All right.
that that's what's up. That's what's gonna happen. Uh,
Yep.
all right. Let's start with some softball.
All right.
It's great.
Softball.
It's a great game. Uh, how did
I
you
agree.
get into dancing?
I got into dancing in February 1998. A good friend of mine called me up.
Back up. What was that
What?
year? What was that year?
1998.
All right, go on.
What?
No, not nothing. Go on.
It's the truth. So a good friend of mine called me up and said, "Mel, there's a swing dance happening at a bar with a live band. I really want to go. Do you want to go with me?" And I was like, "Well, of course I want to go. I always loved swing music. My father listened to a lot of that when I was growing up, so I was really interested." And I went, and the band was great. And a gentleman asked me to dance, and he was among the quote unquote good dancers. I've been watching him for a while. I was like, "Oh my god, he's so good." And then he asked me to dance, and I said, "I don't know how." And he said, "That's not a problem. I'll teach you." And that was it. I was hooked. Did Lindy started with it was what we called East Coast swing back then, right after the Gap commercial fad, and I stuck with it. Went on to Lindy Hop, and then from Lindy Hop went into blues, and I've been dancing ever since. So yeah, I'm an old fogey.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Old bogey.
Yep,
1998. What was I
1998.
even doing? What was I even doing?
Were you even born?
Wow. Wow.
That's where this on me.
Oh my gosh. Then you've been serving alcohol to like a underage kid. That's what that would mean. That would mean I just turned 21. Okay. So, jokes on
Okay.
you. The cops are
Okay,
coming to
that's
your
on me.
house.
That's on me. That's on me.
All right.
So yeah, that's
And
the story. That's the story. I've been dancing that long.
yeah. No, but that's the lymph can be fantastic. It means you're a treasure trove of stories
Yes, I
and
am.
experiences.
Old stories. The other thing too is that back then in '98 we had no one. We had no like excellent teachers like we have now. So we sucked for a very long time. I mean, I remember the first time I went to a Lindy Hop exchange outside of Montreal. I thought I was the shit back home. I was like, yeah, I'm so good. And then I went to Boston, and they were doing this steel jam for the organizers of the Boston Invasion. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, I suck. I want to leave now. And I was so terrified of dancing with anybody from not Montreal that I ran away from anybody I didn't know who wanted to ask me to dance, including Damon. I was terrified. I was terrified. And then I got over it. But yeah,
Yeah.
like, yeah.
I think a lot of people have that like initial. it's not even stage fright. It's just kind of like, what would it be? Imposter? No, no.
Not imposter syndrome, just you go from being a really, really big fish in a really small pond and you leave your hometown and you're like, oh, I'm actually, wow, there are so many other people who are so much better at this than I am. And you get a little like, oh, then you get over it, or you don't. I got over it because I love to dance. So,
Mm-hmm.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I mean, love it. I've been doing it for so long, you know? Like, if I didn't like it, there's
I
something
mean,
really wrong with me.
I would hope you would love it for that long. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. That's my little story.
Uh,
Story.
let's talk about some media that you have or have not consumed. All right. So the question was, what have you read, watched, or listened to recently that you really loved, enjoyed, or affected you in some way? Don't know why my bush came out there. It was twang and then it just went off. Continue. Just I'm gonna
All right. It's all right. So there's two things. One thing is there's a group here called the Wonder Trois Quatre that do musical improv. So the premise of the show is it's a radio show with a host, and the radio host talks to the band and gives them, oh, well, we have this band here. We're going to play this song and by this artist, and it's this genre. And then the band just improvises a song right off the bat. They have two singers, improvise lyrics, and the audience is the one who provides the suggestion. So you fill out a little form with the song title, a possible genre, the name of the band, and they just go with it. And they have a conductor, and the conductor has all these signals to tell the band, like, okay, I want you to go up a tone, go down a tone, speed up. It's really great. And they are such phenomenal musicians. It is insane, some of the stuff that they do. And of course, the host of the fake radio show does his very best to throw them curveballs once in a while. For example, oh yes, this artist lost his arm in a car accident, and he had to play guitar with his brother. So the guitarist on stage now has to like, oh great, and another guitarist has to come, and one of them he plays the top part, and the other plays the strum, and they have to make it do. So it's really great. Yeah, and I love it. I go every time I can. And the other thing that I've been really jamming on is this album by Muddy Waters.
Ooh, showed up a little high.
Okay, hold on. This album.
Look at that afro.
Which I found out from my dear friend Dan Nash, was recorded in Montreal in 1967. I actually even know where. I looked it up on the Google Maps. And it is a very intimate recording because it was a boarding house back then, and now it's been turned into an apartment. And every time I listen to that album, I always think, do the people living there know that Muddy Waters recorded an album in their house? And I really want to go and ring the doorbell and tell them, like, do you know the legend that you are living in right now? So anyway, it's a great album. When you come to Montreal, I would love to play it for you.
Yeah, very soon. Really,
yeah, very soon. Very soon. Sure.
So, yeah, I'll look forward to it. They should get a plaque in front of that building then. Something like that.
Yeah, they should. They really should. So, yes.
What is your favorite thing to do that's not dance related and is not your job? Because someone tried to be like the work, and I was like, that cannot be. Maybe it is. Maybe your favorite thing and job also coincide. But yeah. So, what's your favorite thing to do that's not dance related?
Scuba diving. Easy answer for me. It is my second love, if not my first. I don't know. They battle with each other. I find that when I'm underwater, it's the only time in my life where I'm completely at peace. Just floating there in the quiet, it's still. You just have yourself and your breathing, and it's very meditative, and you just sit there or hang there or whatever, and you just watch the sea go by. And some of the stuff you get to see is just incredible. I was on a dive trip in Indonesia in November, and we went to a dive site north of Raja Ampat, and we were surrounded by 3, 4 gigantic manta rays. They're 12 to 14 feet long, wide, and they're just swimming above us. And it's just you just stay there and watch them in awe. It's amazing. So yeah.
How long you been doing that?
I got certified in 2008, but living in Canada, I don't get to dive that often because I'm not going to dive in the St. Lawrence. It's way too cold. Also,
What?
yeah, it's really cold, and also not much to see other than trash and whatever. So I get to go maybe once a year, if that, once a year, once every 2 years. So yeah, I wish I could do it more, but it's very expensive. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
What would be your recommendation for a first time diver?
A first time diver,
Someone that's getting interested in
I would say talk to me.
it.
Seriously, I've helped so many people get their certification. Um, you can get certified in your hometown and do your exit dives because you have exams. You can do that in your hometown and go south or somewhere in the Caribbean, somewhere warm to get your actual exams done. That way, you don't spend your vacation in your textbook studying when it's beautiful outside and you're by the sea. That's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
The other thing I would recommend is if you're curious about it, you can just do what they call a discovery dive. They give you about an hour worth of basic training so that you know how to work the gear, and then they take you on a short dive, and then you can see if you like it or not. And from there, I would say research your dive center very, 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 very carefully because there are a lot of people out there who don't know what they're doing.
Mm,
And being underwater is safe, but it can also be dangerous if you're doing it with the wrong people. So
gotcha.
I always send people to, if they're interested in getting certified or going on a dive vacation and they want to travel, I always send them to Hoatan and I send them to my friends who work there. So because they're awesome.
Making sure they get taken care of. Got
Yes. Yes.
it. Mm-hmm.
Like that.
All right. Well, it was only supposed to be 3, but you decided. Well, you could do more, and I appreciated it. Uh, why do you think teleportation is not a superpower? Why do you think it wouldn't qualify?
Well, it's not like the when you think of DC and Marvel and the superpowers, it's like seeing through things like Superman or the ability to fly or telekinesis or stuff like that. I don't know. Teleportation, is it a superpower? I don't know.
Yes.
All
Yes.
right, and then that would be the superpower I'd want, and for the same reason that Crystal mentioned, because funny. Yes,
Yeah,
in
dance. Yeah,
food
just
tennis,
so cheap.
other people will say teleportation because I was like, oh damn it, she stole my idea, and it's like, no, she didn't steal my idea. It's a great idea.
All right, I
Why
might.
would I not want to have teleportation as a superpower? I could go wherever I want, dance with all you guys, come and boop. I want to go to St. Louis to hang out with Kenneth for the weekend. I'm there. Boom. So yeah, why wouldn't you want that?
Uh,
I'm
maybe.
afraid of heights, so flying would not be my choice of a superpower. So
Yeah, maybe.
yeah.
All right, I might have to go. If everyone's gonna pick that, I might have to be like, all right, it's a moratorium on teleportation as your superpower. It's done. It's over. You had a chance. You all abused it. That'd be a kind of a cool poll question of like, what does everyone think the best superpower is as a dancer?
Oh,
I'll think
yeah.
about that.
Yeah, think about that. I'll think about that too.
All right.
All right.
Now we're gonna talk about your daytime. Dang it! There it goes again. It's like slipping right back in there. Maybe because maybe it's because I spent the whole weekend on a hodgepodge of languages.
Oh,
Maybe that was it. So what do you do when you're not dancing? Ergo, do you have like a day job?
I do. I am a professional translator. I work for myself. I specialize in the medical field. So I work for primarily either directly or indirectly for pharmaceutical companies. So I translate a lot of documentation that will go to doctors or patients, stuff like that.
Very cool.
Yeah, very interesting. I learn something every time.
I was gonna say, what's a particular thing you like about it?
What is?
A particular thing you like about it?
I like being self-employed because I can do whatever I want when I want when I want. The downside of that is I get myself in trouble, like taking on a big project just before a dance weekend, which is stupid. Um, but I really like the liberty that I can decide, well, no, I don't feel like doing this project. Doesn't interest me. I'm going to say no, or no, I don't feel like working today, or hey, I have to do laundry. I'm going to do laundry. And when there's a major snowstorm going out outside, I really appreciate the fact that I have exactly 5 steps before I go to my office. It's awesome.
Must be very nice.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And I like the particular medical aspect because, like I said, I learn something every single time I translate a document. I learn something new because medicine is always changing. So it's fascinating. The human body is fascinating. So,
Mm-hmm. Fascinating and annoying. All right, these
yeah.
joints. Not.
Oh God! Don't get me started on that. Don't get me started on joints. Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about Montreal.
All right.
What was my first thing? All right. What's your favorite part of the city? And not like I'm gonna know the neighborhoods, but go ahead.
Well, my neighborhood. I love my neighborhood. I live in um, a fairly touristy region, neighborhood, but it's. I love the fact that everything is around the corner. Everything you could possibly want is around the corner. You want a liquor store? It's around the corner. You want a grocery store? It's around the corner. You want a speakeasy? There's one around the corner. You want to?
Back up.
Yep, there's a
Speakeasy.
yep, 2 blocks from my house. Yes, yes, I will be taking you to that when you come to Montreal. Don't worry. There's more than one. There's also a microbrewery. I mean, there's more than one. There's several. Uh, brunch places around the corner. The subways around the corner. I mean, it's ridiculous. I love the fact that you can take transit and get pretty much anywhere you need to go within 30 minutes, or you can just walk there, or in the summer bike because I don't bike in the winter because that's crazy. And the fact that we have a gigantic mountain. I say this sarcastically. It's not gigantic. It's not gigantic. It's a mole, but whatever. We call it a mountain. We have a mountain with a park in the middle of the city, and it's great because you can go cross country skiing.
In the
So
middle of the city.
in the middle of the city, yeah,
What?
yeah.
Y'all been holding out on. Of
Well,
course, if
how
I
long are
wasn't.
you in Montreal for? I'll take you to all these things.
And you said the best time to visit was the summertime, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, unless you're not afraid of snow and a little cold.
Look, it is so cold in St. Louis right now. I'm putting on lotion when I come out of the shower. As soon as I leave the house, and I gotta put lotion as soon as I get in the car. And when I get out the car, I gotta put on more lotion. When I get into where I was going, I gotta put on lotion again. It is an ash alert for black people in St. Louis.
So,
I don't
so,
want
so
to. Y'all got negatives. Y'all got
yeah.
like single digit. No, no.
How cold is it right now for you in St. Louis?
It's 33 right now, and that's a problem. Do I
I,
want to know what the Fahrenheit is? You gonna convert for me? It's ridiculous.
it's not even freezing. I hope I hope you bring a lot of clothing when you come in March.
Never had to
Oh
invest in so
no,
many coats in my life.
end of March will probably not be as cold. You should be okay. It'll, it'll probably be around the freezing mark when you come.
Mm-hmm. Oof. Oh. All right.
Yeah,
Don't want to
bring
think about
lotion.
that for a second.
But if you need to get lotion, there's a pharmacy. Guess where? Around the
Around the
corner.
corner. All right.
Around the corner.
Let's talk about some photos real quick.
Okay. Yeah.
This ought to be good. Mm-hmm. Yep. Let me just resize it because I want everyone to be able to partake in this glory. Just one second.
Which one did you pick?
Oh, we're gonna look at both of them.
Oh, you go. Oh, okay.
They're all gonna be seen.
All right.
Dun dun dun. Assuming it will work with me. It's fighting me. There we go. Okay. So let me share this with you. Dun dun dun. Ah, it's fighting me. Okay. I will be able to show it to them on there, but this is the 2-2.
Oh, the 2-2. Oh my
2-2.
God. That is from Quebec Swing Rendezvous in 2008, I believe. It was a weekend workshop in Quebec City during the carnival, and the theme of one of the dances was 80s. And I was dressed as Robin Sparkles from How I Met Your Mother. That's what I was going for.
I had a suspicion. I thought that's what it was going for, but I didn't know for sure because the jacket and
yeah, that's what I was going for, the Robin Sparkle look. So that's it. That's sadly not that interesting a story. It was just an 80s themed dance, and it's funny because Damon was at that weekend, and I don't remember if he actually got dressed up in 80s style. Don't remember.
That's a shame. Shame.
I don't remember. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah, if that photo does exist though, I need you to hunt it down and send it to me.
There's a photo. I have a lot of photos of Damon that are not digitized because back then we didn't have like digital cameras. I need to find something. Okay. Back in the olden days.
In the olden days. Come on, I need dirt, damn it. All right. We're going to move to photo number 2.
All right.
And this will be the burlesque photo.
The burlesque one. That was taken at a burlesque show that I was in. It was the Vermont Burlesque Show. That was 5 years ago, I think.
You tell me. I don't.
I'm thinking. I'm not asking you. 2014. It's yeah. I think anyway. It's about 4 or 5 years ago. At the time, I was in a burlesque troupe in Montreal. I was doing 14 shows a year, and Vermont put on a burlesque festival, and I applied, got selected, and I did a number, and that was one of the pictures from the show. It's a Star Trek number.
I'm sorry, a what now? Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek number. Yeah, and the whole outfit and everything. The original series outfit.
I had a feeling.
Yeah, but I was going as Deanna.
Boots.
Anyway, it was all over the place. I was going as Deanna Troy, but wearing an outfit from the original series because there was one episode in Next Gen where you see Deanna Troy wearing the original series outfit.
Cool.
I just hit a new nerd level.
No. Just like, hey, we haven't even gotten to all the nerds yet on here, and it's gonna get nerdier.
It was a great number. I would want to, if I were to do it again, I would want to revisit it because I was stressed for time and I couldn't find. The number was I started on the Next Gen, the opening credits, like Space, the Final Frontier, with Picard talking, and then the song, the opening song from Next Gen, and then I spliced another song in, but I was running out of time and I couldn't find the right song for Star Trek, so I ended up finding something that had nothing to do with Star Trek, and that always bugged me. So that's one of those things. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do, kind of thing.
One of these days.
Yeah, I'm in a burlesque show tomorrow, actually. Coming out of retirement after 5 years. Yep.
Short retirement. All right. Good.
It'll be fun.
Let's talk about. You've been competing quite a bit.
Yep.
Doing pretty well.
I do okay.
Maybe you do okay.
I do okay.
I mean, you won something last year, right? Like,
I won something last year. I
yeah,
won more than one thing, but yeah, I came
yeah.
first the Open Strictly at Boost Shout with Dexter.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Still don't quite understand how that happened, but whatever. That
That
is my
was
lot. I will never understand, and that's okay.
that was a pretty good dance. It's a pretty memorable dance.
So people tell.
Would you say in the moment you don't remember
Nope.
anything?
Not just in the moment. It's just even people afterwards, like right after the comp, people were like, "Oh my god, you did this thing!" It's like I have no idea what I did. What just happened? I don't know. It's like, I'm nervous right before, like everybody.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the second the music starts, everything melts away. Like I forget the audience, I forget the judges. You're not there anymore, and it's just me, my partner, and the music, and everything else is. I hear faintly, like as if they're muffled. If people are shouting or yelling my name, it's like muffled. It's bizarre. My whole mind just goes, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I don't know. It's weird.
Well, you have watched the video since then, right?
I have. I have.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah.
But we'll have to talk about that one of these
Yeah.
days.
Yeah.
But
We'll do a deep dive into it.
yeah.
Uh, but I would say for you and Dexter and all the competitors in that one, that was a very good showcase, very good blues throwdown. So I definitely so that was Shout
2019.
2019 Open Strictly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'll throw a link in the description so people can go check it out. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. I guess the one thing that goes through my mind when I compete is I want to be a good partner for whoever I'm dancing with. I want to be there for them. Um, and that's it, really. I don't care if I place. I don't care if I make finals. But I want to be the best dancer I can and give the best dance to my partner. And yeah, that's it.
Yeah. Speaking of becoming the best dancer,
Mm,
or each person becoming the best dancer that they can.
yeah.
How about we talk about da, 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 our class theme for the year?
Yeah.
Wait, no, finger guns. No, no. I blame brass for this. And you're just doing it. You're just leaning hard into it. Mm,
Yes.
mm. Okay, I'm gonna
Okay.
remember that. Uh, so for our theme for the year, like, what does that mean to you as a dancer and or as an instructor?
Personal authenticity to me means something that I'm still striving to get, figuring out who I am as a dancer, uh, what my voice is, um, what I want, where I want to go. And I think that changes as you grow as a dancer. When you start out, you may not know, you may not have a clear sense of who you are, but as you grow, as you take lessons, you may like, oh, I want to be this. It may not be you, and then further on, you're like, oh, okay, well, I'm slowly realizing that this thing that I would want is not really me. And then I think it's something that comes with just I don't know, with time. With time, you just figure out like I can't be Julie Brown, but that's okay. Julie Brown's awesome, but Mel is also awesome. Kenneth is also awesome. We're all awesome, right? So it's just
I think Crystal said the word badasses. So I think
well, Crystal is a badass, so that makes sense.
yeah. But that's gonna be like the banner. I'm gonna be like, want everyone to walk away from the weekend thinking that they're
They're badass.
badasses. Yeah.
But I mean, think about it. We all are badasses because we do this thing, blues dancing, and we love it. We love it so much that we travel all over the United States or all over the world, whichever it may be, and we take lessons and we spend a lot of money doing this. And some people even pay more for it to help other people go. I mean, that's pretty fucking badass. Sorry, I swore. Um,
It's
but
we've got like multiple cuss words in there.
all right, great.
It's fine.
Um,
I told people it was gonna be candid. Go ahead.
so yeah, I think that in itself is pretty badass. Um, I mean, whenever I tell people that are not dancers about what I do, they're always like, "What? You mean you take a flight and you spend all this money to spend a weekend dancing all day and dancing all night, and then you stay with people you don't know?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's pretty magical. You meet new people all the time, and each dance you have is different, and you connect with people. It's pretty badass." So yeah, to go back to personal authenticity, I think it's for me personally, it's something that I'm tuning into more and more. Uh, I would say this year, um, just figuring out who I am, and what my own voice is, what I bring to the dance that is mine. What is Mel? And I think it's a great thing to figure out who are you as a dancer.
Yeah.
So because we all bring something, and everything that we bring is special.
So what do you do to try to tackle that idea? Like whether you're like in practice or like preparing for a comp. What are some of the things that are going through your mind, or what are some things you've done to like to work on that?
I talk to my personal demons. I
Yeah,
have a lot
yeah,
of those. I have a lot of those. It's you know, stop feeling that you're not good enough or that you're not enough. And, I do a lot of self-talk and try and combat the negative self thinking that goes on in my brain, because there's a lot of that. Fighting the imposter syndrome as well, is one thing that I struggle with in terms of physically or technically working on. I have to be honest, in the past few months, I've been in a little bit of a turning point. There's been a lot of changes in my life, and I'm struggling to keep up. And Backwater is the first event that I've been to since Blues News. And I don't have as much opportunity to work back home as I would like. I'm trying to fix that, trying to set up some practice sessions with people. But it's challenging.
yeah.
As a follow, it's challenging to get work done. And I'm trying to get into solo dancing because this is my own personal beast. Um, so yeah,
Yeah. Also, like it makes me think about like seasons of like seasons of being inspired, seasons of being like I'm not I don't like where my don't like where my dance is right now. Sometimes it's just a financial season where it's just like I can't go to an event for a little bit, so
yeah,
I'm going to be a little physically disconnected for a bit. So maybe more active online or something, or going to your humans like you think before a comp, or just going to your humans on a regular basis, just in life. Kind of getting some check-ins on like some affirmation, some words of affirmation from your people. Yeah,
yeah, yeah. I also, for me, going to events is my lifeline. Um, I just like being there, and I go to a lot of them. It's ridiculous how many events I go to. But I really love being at an event with so many dancers that I can just watch and get inspired by or learn from. Or
yeah,
it's just a little whirlwind of all kinds of emotions, and it's powerful, and I'm addicted to it.
If you say magical, I'm gonna throw something at you though. All right,
Magical.
all right, all right. You keep playing.
Okay.
You keep playing. All right. I see how you doing. All right.
Hmm.
So what would be one thing you want people to get out of the weekend?
A heart full of joy, and a sense that they grew in whatever manner that means. That was not a really great sense. Um, a feeling that they grew, either by learning something about themselves that they didn't know, or learning something new about a particular dance or idiom, about technique that they didn't know, or even just a concept like, oh my God, I had never thought about that. I can't do it yet, but wow, I would never have thought about that. any sort of new thing that happens during the weekend. Even if it's just I met new people and I have new friends and I'm going home and I'm happy. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a nice little
Pretty
bow.
simple. Pretty simple. But
Yeah. No, but like sometimes simple can be, or sorry, simple a lot of times can be the right thing you
yeah,
need.
I wish everyone to go home after a dance weekend feeling happy and fulfilled because
Yeah.
that's how I feel when I go home. So I want everybody to experience that.
Uh, feelings. All right. I got one last one. Oh yeah, fine. No, no, I can't find it because I'm a machine. Um, we're building a playlist of our staff's favorite songs,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't see one from you.
I know
Where it is, where it
where
is.
where it is. The confession, I suck at remembering names and titles and artists. I will be the person who will run to the DJ and go, "Oh my God, what is this song? I've heard it like 20 freaking million times. I still don't know what it is. What is it?" And then the person will tell me, and it'll go in my brain, and then whoop, it goes out. I swear to God, if you played the song twice in a row, I would forget who it is.
All right.
So,
How many times have you done that to Gab?
oh my God, so many times. She even knows now. She just rolls her eyes at me.
Gab, if you're listening, I need you to give me a song that you know that Mel loves, so we can add it to this
No, I
list.
will come up. I will come up with one. It will probably be Muddy Waters, Lightning Hopkins, or Jimmy Reed because that's what I'm really jamming on right now.
Just three terrible choices. Just awful. Like,
I
do
know.
they even know the blues? Do they?
Debatable.
Mm. And that hair, just
Yeah, really.
yeah. In case people can't tell, we're being sarcastic. Please, oh god, I would hate to get a message saying
Already like, what are you talking about?
Heather be like, "You've gone too far."
So yeah, I think I will pick one from the Muddy Waters album that is recorded in Montreal because concept, you know. So I will pick one.
Very sweet. Uh, everyone, that playlist will be available to you on the Ujima website when it launches very soon, and also available like you can. Yeah, it's actually live now, so you can go and search it on Spotify to see what songs have been dropped in there. And we might be.
I promise that I will send Kenneth my song today
Yeah.
before today being I don't know what
Mm-hmm.
day it is.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. It's
I
fine.
promise.
It's fine.
I promise.
All right, Mel. Thank you so much for your time. I definitely
Thank you,
appreciate it.
Kenneth. Guys, don't remember to sign up and register for Blues Geek, either on the website or on the Facebook event.
Yeah, yeah,
I would love to see you, and I'm looking forward to dancing with you.
yeah. It's gonna be a good time. Bye.
Bye.